Failing to winterize your home can lead to thousands of dollars in damages, including frozen pipes, flooded house, sky-high utility bills, and even carbon monoxide poisoning. For those of you who would rather avoid this, stay tuned for this episode. Everybody else, good luck! Howdy everyone, it's Oreo Cannon. As the late Lord Eddard Stark used to say, winter is coming. For those of you who live up north with the White Walkers and Canadians, not sure what's worse, you're probably well prepared. But for those of us who live in an area where people break out the winter coats once it drops below 70 degrees, this information is vital to help avoid major damages and keep your family, bank account, and property safe. So let's talk about the risks in extreme cold weather conditions. And let's start with plumbing. Your water pipe can burst when there is extreme cold weather. And why is that? Because your plumbing is designed to carry water through the pipes. But if it gets below freezing temperature, water will freeze. And when water freezes, it expands. So if the water tries to expand and it has no room to run to, it will break the pipe. So how can we avoid this situation? Well, first we can drip the water, meaning we just open it ever so slightly so it drips every now and then, and this will allow the water to expand into. So if it's getting frozen and it has some room to spare, it will freeze and then it will stop. Make sure to drip both the hot and the cold. It might sound funny, but it's important. Some people don't drip the hot, they think it's hot. It's not really the case. It's hot where the water heater is, but when it stays stagnant over the water line, it gets cold too and it can freeze. The other thing we should do is to insulate any exposed pipes that we have in the house and especially outdoors. If you have water bibs for your garden, make sure to put those water covers. You can get them in Home Depot. Do it, drip it slightly. It's so much better than replacing it. Plumbing can get expensive. If your house is super cold, you should also consider to open your kitchen cabinets. Opening the cabinets will allow warm air to go closer to the wall, and the wall is where your plumbing is. Do that, keep your plumbing safe. If your property is vacant or if you're driving away, make sure to shut off your main water valve and to vacate all the water from your faucets. So shut off the main, go inside the house, open up the faucets, let the water drip. Make sure to close the faucets afterwards so when you open up the main later, it doesn't just blast out water everywhere. Been there, done that. You should shut off the main because if something gets broken and unfrozen, you will have a water leak, and water leak, they suck. If you have any hoses connected to your outdoor bibs, disconnect them. Make sure no water is there. Again, it can freeze and it will break. If you have a sprinkler system, make sure that you activate the sprinklers, shut off the water going there, vacate the water from the pipes so you don't have water there, it's not frozen, it's not going to break. You get where I'm getting with this. All the pipes that you have, make sure they don't hold water, because if they're going to hold waters, the water might expand, blow the pipe, and you will have to call a plumber. Let's talk about your water and your power coming into your property. In extreme cold weather conditions in Texas, we will sometimes lose power or water. Don't get freaked out, but know that it can happen. So what can you do about it? Regarding power, make sure that you have warm blankets in your home so you're not relying solely on your HVAC. You want to make sure that you have batteries that you can charge your phone with. Again, in case you lose power, you want to have those rechargeable batteries. And with regards to water, you want to have drinking water in your house in case that you need it and you don't have running water in your faucets. If you vacate your property because you lost power or water, I remind you to shut off your main and drip all the water out of your faucets. Now, not to get to The Walking Dead on you, but you should have some extra supplies in your house. So have a med kit, have some canned food, just have some extra things to work with in case you lose power, in case you lose electricity. You should also have some candles and flashlights, so if it comes nighttime and you lose power, you can still see. Remember that you don't want to use your phone for flashlight because you need to scroll over TikTok phones all night long. Hey, this is more important. Another item to discuss is carbon monoxide poisoning. Why does it happen? Because this is the time of the year that people use heaters way more often. Furnaces that have not been serviced in a while start to operate. Maybe we have some gas leaks. We don't want to be there. So make sure that your carbon monoxide alarm are either with new batteries or plugged into the power. Just make sure you have something. These detectors are super cheap to install. So if you don't have it, go to Amazon, buy something. Just don't leave it without anything. Now I'm going to state the obvious, I hope, but I still have to say it. Never use your gas stove to heat your place. Some people do it. I know it sounds funny. You never use your oven. You never use your gas stove to heat up your place. Last but not least, ensure that your chimney is clean. Maybe you don't do it right now because it's too cold, but just do it sometime. You want to do it so all the guests go out well. And, for Santa, the guy calls over there. He's getting his red shirt dirty. And if you're Jewish, for Eliyahu Hanavi, okay? Come on. Another thing I want to cover here, and it's not really about property, but it is about safety, is your car. So when you go out in cold weather, your air pressure in the tires is going to drop. So you want to make sure that your pressure is regulated. You want it to be between 30 to 35 psi. Check your car spec. Just make sure that you're looking into it. Don't drive with low pressure. Wrong tire pressure will reduce your braking ability, will reduce your traction, and also is going to damage your tires. So, everybody loses. If you don't have a compressor, I recommend having a small portable compressor. I'll put a link in the description below for something from Amazon that I kind of like. You should buy it and use it regularly every couple of months to make sure that your tires have the right pressure in them. If you're driving in the cold weather and it's below freezing, try to avoid from bridges. If you're going onto bridges, drop your speed. Bridges can get icy, and this is extremely risky. Alright, as you can see, there is plenty to be aware of when getting your house ready for winter. I recommend getting all of this prepared at least 1 or 2 weeks prior to the first expected deep freeze of the year, especially for those of you who have recently moved and may be less familiar with your houses. If you are a landlord, I recommend sending out a message to your tenants as well with a list of recommended actions for them to take. It may be your property, but they are still expected to take reasonable care of it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to share with you the template that we send in the property management company to make sure that everybody are doing it. Alright, I hope this was helpful and will lead to a safe and flood-free winter season for you, your family, and your property. Be sure to share this video with other people who can benefit from it. And drop me a like so the YouTube algorithm will know that public safety education is kind of awesome. Is there anything that you did to protect your home that I didn't cover? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.